And shop. Boop, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Allatour for the second to last time. NASCAR. Hope everybody is excited for a fun evening. Hopefully everybody is staying warm and cozy and safe during the blizzard that is going on right now.
We're so needing of touching grass that we're like, there's a blizzard going on.
Yep.
We just got the grass back. And now it's gone.
Oh, and
No more grass.
also, are my inputs coming in delayed or are they up to date?
Huh?
Are my
What do you
input? I'm unsure if I'm going to be coming in delayed or not on Zoom. This happened before, so.
You're good on Zoom for
Yeah.
me.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that's
Medium
good for me too.
Okay, got you. Want to make sure. Warm. What's up, Gab? What's up, Ben? Good to see you. Hope you guys are staying safe and warm. Is the reason why we're doing Allatour. Plans get canceled. Having a snow day in. Might as well keep chugging along towards the end.
Exactly. Gotta finish it in the month of Lur.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. This is so true.
Freezing your tookus off, man. Get a blankie. Get a hot chocolate. Chill out a little bit.
My tuckus.
Yeah. Oh,
Man.
but is there anything else we wanted to chat about before we hop right back into the negotiations between us?
I need to join the when to meet.
The watch together.
When to meet.
Watch together.
When
When
to
to
watch.
watch.
When
Moss is
together.
like, I
watch
gotta
to
see if
meet.
we're playing tonight.
I just start blinking at two different speeds.
We gotta get this
Turns
show on
Non's
the road.
having a strong Gallabondulance.
Gallabondulance.
Olympics
Moss-
finished today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
USA.
What the fuck is a kilometer?
I keep saying it in private and I'll say it on stream. The United States, boy, has a lot of problems, but we breed monsters here.
Exactly.
They do not realize how much the America is great at intensity. We love that shit. I'm
That's my
American,
culture,
it
baby.
shows.
That's my
I woke
culture,
up this-
baby.
I woke up this morning and my whole family was in the living room like they're about to go into sudden death in the hockey. And I was like, it's 10 a.m.
They started at 8.
That's too early. I know it's night over there.
They're in Italy.
I
It was early here. More soup.
More soup.
More soup.
Eat up. You
Yes,
must hibernate.
My tummy hurts.
You must get big and strong for hibernation.
Wouldn't you love to punch a child as a horse?
I do it.
Wouldn't you like to be bitch that fight bear in the forest?
You could fight cocaine there.
Mm-hmm.
Cocaine bear.
2 cocaine
With your-
bear.
Bare hands.
Ooh.
Also, both Moss and Darby are wearing thematically appropriate shirts.
Yeah.
How so? Oh, true.
Love is for
Love.
Puckerless
True
Pat
love.
and love.
Don't be sour.
Love.
Care Bear.
Hell yeah.
It's my
Our
favorite
friendship.
Care Bear Tenderheart. Aww.
Aww.
Aw. I need to up myself on Warrior Cats lore and Care Bear lore. So,
The ancient
I have
texts.
some movie recs for you.
okay.
I was
Incredible.
big into Care Bears.
I'm really excited to learn the lore then. But we need to finish off this lore first and foremost. Do I want to hop in?
Yeah.
Yes.
We want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure Moss is ready, but Moss is locked in on something else right now. Moss, you want to play
Sorry.
some... You
Moss
want
has to eat
sorry.
2 bowls of soup.
Moss, you
I
want to
need
Yeah.
2 bowls of soup.
Moss, you want to play D&D?
Yes.
And yes, then how about, for the second to last time, a deep and cleansing breath before we begin? Sound good?
Whoop.
Yes.
Then everybody, please join me. And everything after the breath is canon. We return to Allatour for one of the final times. As our heroes have made their way into the draconic chambers of Tiamat, hidden away beneath the city of Jumelage, beneath the capital city of Allatour, beneath Castle Untray. Here, they met the vampiric true vampire Entre Nu. between us and saw his twisted form. Changeling 1 second, Doppler the next. Underneath these forms, as his lich bones were exposed, these pulsating, deep red arterial veins beating out of time with his biology. And they began to discuss. They began to speak back and forth, trying to understand this confusing being. And just as he attempted to take control of all of the vampires that had been gathered in Tiamat's chambers, Wax was elevated to be the patron of atonement, severing their soul connection to between us and saving everyone from a very unpleasant change of pace. But now, with between us a confused look upon his face as this attempt to overwrite the minds of all vampires present, as that has failed, we pick up right where he left off. And the ball is in your court. What do you do? What do you say?
I give Wax a big ol' hug.
I give Wax a big ol' hug. But I let Tree hug him first because that's really special.
Thank you.
Look at, of course, always. And I look to between us. We need you to understand that building something new is so much more worthwhile than revenge.
Wax. The candle maker. I understand your profession. Doppler, Lich, Changeling. I guess building something new is your specialty. Especially for people that don't deserve it. Looking to his former coven. At one point, I envisioned you as a pragmatist. I could have expected us to be allies. Perhaps even friends. But I can see what friendship has gained me in the end. Nothing but a broken heart. Still pacing.
I think we could.
It's pacing around. Yeah, please.
I think we could still be friends. You say you don't think that they deserve it. I'm going to change my form to change into his changeling form. But trying to kind of lessen the dark stains of wine. Do you think you deserve it?
Whoa. Go ahead and give me a quick persuasion check. And I'm going to say give it to me with advantage. As I'm going to say Rennie Y. Small is able to come up and go, what do you think about that, Bosh?
Okay. I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 20.
Yeah, baby.
Bringing me to a 28.
Yeah, baby!
Thank you, Rennie.
With a natural 20, you are able to speak to between us in such a way, so practically, so pragmatically, that this rapidly changing form, almost uncontrolled, you are able to see that he locks into his changeling form to speak with you for longer than you have seen up until this point. It seems that he has settled into this form specifically to have this conversation with you, Wax. Okay. As he looks to you and says, do I deserve it?
Yeah.
To build something new? Forgiveness? Atonement for past decisions? No. No. We reap what we sow, don't we? And we are standing in the presence of a powerful dragon aware of the betrayal which she suffered. And I imagine she has the intelligence to know that I was the one who orchestrated it, that set all of these things in motion nigh a millennia ago. You expect I set the groundwork to have these creatures trapped away in eternal slumber. And perhaps in my arrogance and my abuse of the human populations here centuries ago, perhaps I taught the lesson that cruelty and betrayal was how you succeed. Even if those lessons have been forgotten here, knowing my purpose now, if she was to be awakened, the first thing she would do would be to consume me before tearing down all of these castles, all of these monuments built on top of such a betrayal. Did you think that I expected to get out of this, to see any of the fruits of this labor? No, it was retribution for the betrayal we suffered. A completion of that circle to break that cycle.
Who does that help in the end? You aren't around to make anything better. The dragons destroy what's left. They tear each other apart. They clearly have some differing opinions there.
As you call out the hypocrisy of this statement, you're able to see he twinges, he rubs his head, he's confused in this way as he begins kind of pacing around, and you're able to watch as kind of like this like red pulsing like varicose veins on his face. They kind of fade just for a second as he goes, that, yes, the planning, the destruction of it all, even if there was retribution, that wouldn't be around to see it. Why? No, but it's constructed so the humans must suffer, but extinction. As he's talking to himself, trying to make sense of these thoughts, like trying to find a through line here. Yes, Allatour.
If I may, it sounds like to me like you're trying to have 3 different conversations with one voice. I think I could make it so all of us can talk to all of you separately, temporarily, and it would have to be with your consent. But it may help all of us sort out to have a better plan of action, including yourself.
Hathor, go ahead and give me whatever check you believe appropriate to try to break through to between us in this moment. As Munavin is going to step up to say, "It is so clear that you are in such pain. This is worse than we have seen you before, and there was no need to resort to death or violence any longer." And she begins to cry.
Can I get advantage?
Yes, she gives you advantage.
It will be persuasion.
Okay.
I have a +9 in that.
Go ahead and rock it.
Ooh.
Okay.
What is math?
I got the DC in my
What
head.
is 9 plus 13?
22.
22.
The 22.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
No, what do you say? Yeah,
I
continue.
mean, if I could give myself guidance, I would, but I don't know if I'm
I will
allowed
say,
to.
what do you say to him? Like continuing on with this persuasion.
I would make it so you'd be able to stop it at any point if it got too much. I would show you how I did it, so you could undo it. But it seems like to me, like you've been trying to have a conversation with 3 people for a very long time. And you're so merged with each other that you can't hear each other anymore. It certainly is a better idea than just sitting in the dark, arguing with yourself.
As you say this, as, Muna, Rennie, like the rest of these Fey Lords step up, again, locked into this, changeling form, deep, sunken white eyes, this kind of, red shadowing around them. He looks to you, following Wax's nat 20, is able to look to you, Hathor, and say, "We are not fighting, and you came here to negotiate. Anything that would make negotiations go smoother." Yes. Yes.
Okay. I have my 2 4th level spell slots still available.
Okay.
I'm going to spend both of them and 2 hours inscribing 2 glyphs of warding in the same place.
Okay.
Both of these glyphs of warding will be magic circle.
Okay.
And they will each be set for Seelie, Unseelie, and then I will use my last 3rd level spell slot to do a 3rd magic circle for whatever is the other.
No.
And I want to
No fucking way.
I want to split it so in such a way that the 3 versions of him have space from each other.
That is so fucking raw. That kicks ass so hard. Do you, because here's what we're dealing with right now. Seelie, Unseelie, something other.
Mm-hmm. Or it can be Fae, and then Undead is another one, so vampire. And then I don't know what you would call the blood of the world. Primordial? Hold on, give me a second.
So my question to you, because what you just described, Moss, that is so fucking creative. And may I? Because in order for it not to take 3 hours for you to do this, because that's an insane amount of time.
And Hathor is explaining all of how it works to him the whole time.
Of course. Can I suggest that this could be a party effort where instead of you having to inscribe everything, I mean, you have a Les Jollies. It consists of Seelie, Unseelie, and something else entirely. And so it's almost as if like you'd be separating these personas out to like call upon like these magic circles inscribed with like the makeup of your party, basically, with vampiric, with a changeling, with like something that doesn't necessarily make sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, we had that thought in secret chat today.
You guys rock. You guys are amazing. So then what I will say is, Hathor, with your magic circle, and like you set the bones for all of these. You set all of this up in this like clerical fashion. The priestess of Aphrodite now speaking with 3 different people, trying to cut through and understand the mindsets of each of them. For you, what does your magic circle, as you're explaining this, what does it look like as you kind of like put the finishing touches, the details on to pull whatever like this like eldritch, like this like ancient being out? What do you do?
It is the way, like when you first wake up, or the last thing you see before you go to bed, it's the light of a sun on a horizon line, of like this kind of these in-between spaces meeting. And so the chamber is slowly, as I build these runes, starting to glow with both a sunset and sunrise light to it. And it's starting to smell like the ocean. It's starting to like there's a breeze coming in and circulating through the air. It is like plants aren't growing between the cracks. Like it's nothing like that, but it's like in this space that is so much stillness and petrification and rigidity, to find, I think the way Hathor's magic has always worked is she's had to find the balance between things, and that's how it manifests. And so she is finding the balance in this space by bringing motion and movement and light back into it.
Remember that you said that, and we're gonna, because that's a beautiful description, we're gonna come back to the balance between things, okay?
Okay.
Wax, the finishing touches on this like magic circle, calling upon the more fey elements, the changing elements of between us. What do like Wax's finishing touches look like on this magic circle?
Deciding on the same thing that I did for the atonement ritual back in the war room, producing some more of my sugar to help draw little fey runes along the edges, as well as just some little filigree to add on some prettiness, because it'll probably make Hathor happy.
Aww.
And yeah, just a little bit more of the runes the way Wax tends to do them.
Okay. And Cherie, finishing the decoration of this magic circle, tapping into the vampiric, unseelie side of this, of between us. What do Cherie's finishing touches look like on this magic circle?
I think she tries to imbue as much natural light as she can following this between sunrise and sunset, because he's been in this dungeon the whole time, like most of the time we've been here.
Long enough that he is certainly going mad in a sense.
Yeah, so try to bring some of the outside into this dungeon, and also imbuing it with the smell of fresh brewed tea, of trying to provide comfort in this space where one could feel trapped and paranoid.
Trying to... This entire ceremony is a vibe cleanse of Tiamat's chambers, and I am so here for it. As you are looking to separate these energies out of between us, absolutely beautiful. Let me get the music queued up very quickly, and I want to say, God damn, I am proud of each and every one of you.
As we do it, Hathor, I think just cause she is blowing all. Hey yo, sorry, I had to.
Wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
Won't be the last. But she is using up all of the last of her highest level spells, so she is fully committing to the non-violent path here. And I think she like before she even opened her mouth, she knew she was going to go down this path, but it also means that she doesn't have Revivify ready to go anymore, and so her fingers shake a little bit more as she does it. And so I think she just finds a time where like she knows that Between Us is being distracted by his friends, and she just like quietly takes Wax and Cherie's hands at different moments and just presses kisses to their fingers, trying to give them as much of blessings as she can. And it's all knowing that she also, if one of them is to pass tonight trying to save this country, that this is the only goodbye she can really give.
As the safety net, which is there for so much of D&D campaigns, is taken away in this moment at the culmination of your journey, as all of your finishing touches and your magics are displayed out in these magical circles, as Between Us stands in the center, almost like the Venn diagram intersection point of all of them. Hawthor, describe to me what it looks like as Between Us in this moment is split into 3 different entities. I will say what they look like, but go ahead and describe like how that transition happens.
So Hathor kind of like she finishes, she straightens, kind of stretches a little bit, and then she offers her hand for Between Us to step into the circles. And because these are glyph of warding spells, she's also told him the like word to use to turn off these magic circles should it become too much.
One final leap of faith as a change of his appearance, as you were able to see his skeletal lich form take your hand and step into the intersection of these circles.
And as he does, 3 people step into it. It's not painful. There's no great vision. It is like 3 people step in and take up space as he enters this. Like 2 kind of branch off, and suddenly they're not overlapping each other anymore. They have formed and have been given physical space and distance between themselves. And Hathor will lead the changeling version to Wax, will lead the vampire version to Cherie, and then we'll sit down crisscross applesauce with the something else.
As these 3 figures each kind of step away from this central form, it's as if something is like being, it's almost like you're like an image of 3 translucent pages is visible, and slowly they begin to be like stripped away one at a time until there is nothing left standing in the center, as Hawthor has led 3 different beings into 3 different circles. Wax, the changeling version that you are able to see, is incredibly similar to the one which was described last session. Again, like you have that like kind of like uppercut, like ponytail, kind of like greasy, and so the kind of white, the white eyes, pale gray skin, the like long since faded like entree adornments. But you're able to see those like crimson veins aren't underneath his skin, the red shadow no longer underneath his eyes, as he looks fuller, definitely more present and more focused as his eyes are able to focus on you. Cherie, what you're able to see is a doppelganger step into the circle in front of you. But a doppelganger, again, like dirty pearl eyes, no hair, no nose, no mouth. But again, like this like black, kind of like oily, almost like glassy skin. But this doppel is a little bit different, because you're able to watch as this figure is led by Hawthor. This is a tall figure. It's a broad figure, a strong figure. And this Doppler, rarely, almost never occurs for their species, has a mouth. And in this mouth, you're able to see exposed canines. This is like a true vampire kind of like Doppler-esque form, and you're able to watch as this kind of like Doppler body takes on, again, very strong, strong and tall and imposing, but takes on female qualities. As you're able to see like a feminine body emerge like for this Doppler, basically. And Hathor, for this something else, it is boneless. It is skinless. It is simply a collection of floating, almost vibrating and flowing wine, perhaps blood, that steps away finally from these two other forms and enters into your magic circle. Before, standing above you as you're sitting there crisscross, as each of these figures will have a conversation with each of you. Sound good?
Yep.
Alrighty. We're going to begin with the Fae section first. The Fae section of Between Us. Between Us looks to you, Wax, in this changeling form. And you're able to watch as he looks into your eyes, and he, again, with a clarity, and you're able to see he changes into your changeling form. So it's your face looking back at you before turning back into Between Us.
I will then, at that point, drop the form that I had taken of him and turn into my changeling form again.
Such a clarity now. Incredibly inventive use of clerical abilities. I never thought that would be possible.
She's good at stuff like that.
I'm not surprised. It's like staring through fog for so long. Like a red mist, in a way. Hello, Wax.
Hi.
I assume you have something you wish to say to me.
Well, first of all, it is great to meet you properly. I heard about how charismatic and clever you were, but it definitely seemed like you were being torn in all sorts of directions until now.
I appreciate the kind words. It never would be something that I'd prescribe to myself, but looks out to the Fey Lords and says, leadership. Given to me, and I hope earned. Squandered, then. Through mistakes, ambition, but... You mentioned rebuilding.
Yes. It's something I've had a lot of time to think about over my recent journeys. Because for a long time, I was so convinced that everyone had the worst intentions that I thought it was my duty to reveal them first. To be the worst version of myself so that I could tell the worst version of everyone else. But I was just salting the earth before anything new had a chance to grow.
I guess it's incredibly easy for people like us to fall into that trap.
certainly.
What we are adept at, and oftentimes skilled at, chicken and the egg style, is deception, subterfuge, planning and scheming. It can... We both fell into that trap. But only one of us was able to climb our way out, it seems.
I wouldn't have done it on my own. I would have kept on as I was as long as I could. As all sorts of different smarmy people but I think I have a new favorite use for it, for the things we can do. I've been trying to put myself in other people's shoes instead and turn into Cherie, Hather, Spritz, Winter Scott Key, a freight between us.
Then given this is a negotiation, I ask if it's possible for you to put yourself in my shoes, to look at all of this, the journey that you have been on, the history which you have uncovered. My worst mistake has lived on for 8 centuries after my death. I thought to make the world better, I had to be cruel, deceptive, a trickster, a betrayer. Perhaps just for one moment. And all of the plans that were laid, the rulership passed on to my friends standing behind you. All that undone by what would have been our subjects. Freeing them from the ambivalence and the perceived superiority of the dragons. And once the threat was eliminated, which they could not handle on their own, they slipped poison into our wine. It breaks my heart. It's hatred, it's pain, it's regret. I guess I thought I could undo those mistakes through destruction.
Not that you can't feel that heartbreak, because you should. That's the only way that you're gonna come out on the other side of it. But the people who did that to you are long, long gone. And the ones who are left, they're certainly not perfect. We've seen it ourselves the last few months. They can act out of fear and hatred and think too quickly and get someone hurt. But traveling from city to city, we have also seen the good in people, the ones who will put themselves at risk to save those they don't know. The ones like your friends who seemed more than anything else to regret not being able to save each other, save you in the last moments. If you salt the earth, nothing new will grow.
Words that resonate with him, truly. As you see between us, he breathes deeply, he takes a step back, he moves in a calculated way. As he looks to you, Wax, and says, That is exactly what I did. My friends, when they awoke, I mean, intentional or not, their first thoughts, their first sense of being in 800 years, and I used my words and I put that hatred in their heart. I gave them their missions, and perhaps it was the infernal corruption that you have momentarily freed me of, but it was my wits, it was my wiles, it was a silver tongue, which turned them villainous, which gave them drive and purpose in the wrong direction. And now the cruelty and vitriol which I have spit upon them. I fear I have salted the earth again.
It's not too late. We've spoken to them. We've spoken to Koser. I think that there's an outcome here where we can live alongside each other. I think that there's still a chance to plan something new.
I'll try. And with that, Wax, is there anything else you wish to say to the changeling section of Between Us?
Still wearing his face, I want to say to him, I forgive you.
Okay.
That's all.
And with that, we're going to shift focus over to Cherie.
Oh, what a mood shift!
Fuck you!
That is not...
I forget
correct.
nothing! Screw you!
There we go, that's much better. Wow. Incredible job, Darby. Also,
You
Jason, Gaming Creations, thank you for joining. As PC is talking to a lich. Cherie, you stand before this female Doppler vampire form. Looks to you, steps up to like the barrier of the magic circle, and goes, It's as if I'm looking into a mirror. What is this?
This or this?
Both. Both intrigue me.
This is the magic of a very powerful cleric who has gifted you with mercy far beyond you deserve. This is something I think we've both known for a long time, but have been too stubborn to admit.
Go ahead and give me a quick, I'm gonna say religion check with advantage. Fey Fiend Undead.
Sure. 24.
24. Looks to you and says, ambition. I sense it deep within you. A constant drive forward, even if faced with irrevocable peril and danger. That evening, when you fell, you would not stop fighting until the sword fell from your hand. I remember. That is when you became like me. With a 24 religion check, Kate, I'm gonna give you one guess. Who do you think you're talking to right now?
Ifrara.
Ifrara, yes. As this small, again, the small piece of her soul which resides within between us looks upon you. What do you have to say to her, if anything at all?
Why didn't you come back?
Do a roll about it. Hold on, let's see what she says. That's a nat 20. She goes, I know exactly why. And she... Between us, she begins kind of like pacing, her shoulders back and wide, her arms clasped behind her back. Between us was always curious. He displayed an interest in things of the Shadowfell, things of the Unseelie, far more than any fey creature that I have encountered otherwise. I believe it is inspiration from my undying nature, where he devised the initial design, the initial incantations for his phylactery. Although his hubris, perhaps unseen to many, I believe that is what caused the pain, the suffering of many. The reason why I have been unable to reanimate. His phylactery being of unseelie magic of Shadowfell origin. When we were all poisoned that evening, I'm not sure whether or not it was intentional, but when his phylactery activated, when all of us that fell were absorbed within it, the power which I held, which allowed me to continue, which drove me forward to complete my mission, that was taken. It was consumed and broken up, separated into him, yes, but also in the ambient energy of the phylactery, which then was able to give life to the Fey Lord standing around you. Again, it's as if I've been wandering through fog. No landmarks to anchor myself to, but two images have stuck in my mind. First, it was the great hole which I carved into the castle with no name. The last warrior's strike that I was able to summon with my energy before my form gave out. Carved a hole through the castle, through realms, creating everything to bleed. Men and stone and earth and realm. And then, almost as if I was blinking, I remembered seeing my own body. Skeletonized. Armor still fitting around my bones, sword still in hand, striking out towards that great wound which I created. Shuri, Ephrata. The only thing on my mind since re-emerging has been that final strike of vengeance. I saved lives. I protected. Never asked for thanks nor payment. And they betrayed me so. The weakest at that gathering. Would you not hold hatred in your heart if the same happened to you?
I would not.
We
You
are.
and I were both strangers in this land. We both asked for nothing. And I think it was because of that that we were easier to betray.
She looks at you. These like dirty pearl unblinking eyes as this slight section of the soul of Afrara thinks on your words. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Sure. Natural 20 for a total of 22.
Oh my god. But we
It was meant to be this way!
Yes.
But we
I
do.
steamed it so.
But we do joins
Also,
you.
no hoinky sploinky.
No hoinky
Oh,
spoinky.
Hoinky sploinky.
Caught me.
Thank you for the inspiration that I just saw.
But we do kind of like slithers behind you a bit to give you that advantage and says,
hatred would have meant I would have been voiceless forever. It would have been a similar existence, restrained, but the only thing changing, the only thing that would have changed would have been the hatred on my heart, and no way to express it.
Cherie, how do you continue speaking to Afrara?
Did it wound him, seeing so many versions of you come to kill him?
It wounded me that so many would not accept the gift that I had been bestowed. So many failed, so many eliminating themselves upon being changed, with only a few continuing on. There was a pain knowing that there were beings of other planes which saw us as monsters. Forgetting, even seeing my face, versions of my face trying to slay me, us. Forgetting their origins. Being so opposed to what we once were. I don't understand the origins. I don't understand why. But to know that I have seen myself so many times and just reliving that pain all over again. Failed warriors. Unable to protect, unable to finish the job.
What was a gift to you is also considered a curse in others. We were told of your bravery as a champion and your skills in slaying monsters. If we knew of your true origins, perhaps we would not exist.
Is that how I am perceived? History, excluding those who are a part of it, view my deeds as monstrous, my existence as monstrous. Or do they discuss me at all?
Where I come from, you are heralded as a hero bringing balance to the material plane. But here, it is only the ones who knew you 800 years ago that keep your name alive.
And still riding that nat 20 persuasion check. She looks out to the Fey Lords. She looks back to you and says, I saw them as my friends. And when they returned, I saw myself in each of them, and I saw soldiers. Soldiers given new purpose, new drive to strike at enemies which had taken their land from them, taken their homes. Even though I was the weapon which allowed the dragons to drift off into slumber, the ones which I was able to catch unawares, they were petrified. They are petrified. But the humans gave me no luxury, gave us no luxury. That is why there is such animosity. There is a hatred, a shadow on my heart. When I look at these Fey Lords, the ones which I called friends, a piece of me is within them. A soldier, duty-bound, to slay villains, to trample the opposition in their way, and to see them so easily be persuaded to abandon their duty. Part of me hates them. Part of me hates that that is within myself to do.
Think of it not as an abandonment, but a change in orders. Think of these humans not as usurpers who took their home. Think of them as their heirs. Think of you and your friends as their ancestors. And in my experience, for the betterment of a realm, the ancestors must leave something for their heirs to inherit. And sometimes family can be complicated.
She looks at you, Cherie. She looks you up and down. Almost confused, she says, "You have family."
I do. When I learned who you were and what you meant to all of this, I at first thought it the greatest curse, that I was just a pawn in a scheme to bring back an unseelie warrior. But now, speaking with you, I see you as my ancestor, as family. And I your successor.
She looks not at you, Cherie, but she looks at Allatour and Wax before turning her head back to you. It is the duty of that which comes before to make that which comes after better.
And oftentimes it is the duty of those who come after to fix the mistakes of the past.
You have not inherited my lack of wisdom.
Well, I was created in your image.
You swear upon your family an oath that no harm shall come to the Fey Lords that stand behind you, or the man in which I am trapped.
I slice my palm and extend it to her.
You enter within the magic circle. As she, like, again, you're able to see, like again, like almost like a translucent form, like 1/3 of a whole. She clasps your hand as your blood mingles and kind of trails up the arm of this Doppler, as a pact is made with the first vampire.
I swear.
She looks at your face, her face, once, and says, "Family must trust each other."
Yes.
Okay. And Cherie, is there anything you'd like to say to a piece of a Frara's soul?
Is this what you wanted?
Ambition is something which defines me. strength, determination, resiliency. This oath binding us together, preventing any harm from befalling myself or those which I hold dear, I shall honor that pact. However, the drive for revenge, to slay those which slayed me, that is what I wanted. And in honesty, it is what I still want. However, I shall enact discipline, so that instead of destruction, bloodshed, wounds, and corpses, perhaps we can move past vendettas near a millennium old.
And perhaps so that we are not viewed as monstrous as we would have been, perhaps a conversation with the heirs of those that betrayed you. It may not satisfy revenge, but it's a start.
A start. I can work with that. And we're gonna cut away. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. If anyone needs to go pee, take a break, get snacks, we looking to take a break right now, or we're looking to keep on going?
I'm locked in.
Locked in?
I'm the locked in monster.
Darby, we
I
locked
might
in.
go peepus, but I'll keep
You
listening.
go pee, absolutely, no problem.
I'm back.
Let's see how this sounds. Don't be crazy.
Hit it, Joe.
But we all having a good time so far.
Hoya.
Yeah!
Amazing. Man, every music...
Also, everyone in our chat is saying the most deepest things ever.
Yeah, damn.
I'm gonna read it back.
Bars.
I have not been able to read it, but guys, we appreciate you showing up and chatting with us, so...
Bars.
Let's
Bars.
go back to Catacombs.
Back to the catacombs with ya.
Hathor. This shivering, almost translucent, ever-moving, vascular system of blood or wine. Faceless. The outline of a skeletal structure, but no defining features outside of the deep crimson pool which you stare into. As you look upon this thing, whatever it happens to be, what do you say?
Hathor is in the magic circle with this being. And she has sat down crisscross applesauce on one end. And I think she smiles. Hello. What's your name?
Kind of like pacing, almost like anxiously around. A lot more movement than these other two forms which are being spoken to. Says, I cannot remember. I'll make a history check with disadvantage. Something with a D, but that sounds wrong.
The D.
Perhaps. No. Where I can speak clearly, think clearly. What? Where are my dragons?
Some of them are stone. Some of them are gone. Closer sends his regard.
Closer. I have seen their stone forms. I look upon her encased in stone, and my heart cannot take them being hidden from the sky.
Okay. We can work with that. And I think you should know that the sky is no longer just theirs.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I use the sky. My mother and father use the sky. Plenty of my friends use the sky. And they fly free.
So you can imagine never seeing it again. I think of them as my children. It's all so difficult. My last act was protecting them.
I think we can make that work. I think the reason they haven't been awakened yet is fear.
Fear. They are ancient, powerful, beyond comprehension. What would they fear?
The small people. The ones we can't see individually from the sky, but who shape our land every second they are on it, and then indeed for every second they are under it. And it is their world out there now. And I think they fear you and your children. Because if you are a small person, imagine how big you must be to them.
I understand that I am gone. I understand what has been built. This world after the static of my mind. I have seen it. And I have felt this construction. I can feel these minuscule beings moving across the world. Moving within the world. Their lives so small. Their existence thought impossible. What right do they have to keep my children locked away?
I think it is the same fear you have. That their children may burn if yours fly. And what parent wouldn't do anything for a child?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Can I flip my... No, I'm going to use the inspiration.
Okay, go ahead.
Wow. Wow. Well, okay. It's not a nat one. It's a 14. I rolled a 5 and a 6 the first time, and then a 1 and a 6 the second time.
Oi.
With only
Those dice are done.
With only a 14, Allatour. If there had to be one person that failed, this was the best one where it could have happened, as this is the most difficult thing to persuade.
Hathor's in it for the long haul. She will spend as much time down here.
You cannot understand unless you have something that you have created, something of your own, which matters more than you. Attacked so viciously, unable to repel them, willing to give my life to ensure they survived. And then something dug into me, so deep I could feel it in every fiber of my being. And even now, it flows. It flows within. I would allow them to burn everything. If they wish, brush it away with fire and emotion and wind and magic and nature. Overtake it all if it would make them happy.
That is no way to raise a child. You do not give a child everything it asks of you. You give a child what it needs. And while I sit here, with very little power left to my body, I will die for this. And I will die for these people. Because they are worthy of it. And if that is the price I must pay, for love, for a better world, then I will do it.
Go ahead and give me an insight check with advantage, Allatour. With Koser's perception coming in clutch.
27.
Holy crap. Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
You...
Girl, you better not!
You look at this thing, whatever it happens to be, speaking of these dragons as if they are children. And it's featureless, it's faceless, it has no markers of humanity. It merely is like a skeletal structure of a bipedal creature, and that's all there is, except for the vascular system of blood and wine. And you, with a 27, are able to, like, in your mind, you see this idea of, like, My children can burn it all down if it would make them happy. The ability to conceptualize wanton destruction and simply not care. It's almost as if this creature lacks a conscience. And to put it in words that Hathor would understand and you must understand, as if like there is no angel or devil sitting on its shoulder. There is no right or wrong. There is no dream or nightmare.
I think I'm missing something. I'm sorry.
If you're a new Twitch viewer, this is not for you. This is old history. Zan Wei Fu. And something which I mentioned long, long ago. Titania and Mob. Reflections of each other. But not like good and evil. Rather simply being opposing forces which need each other to exist. Angel, devil, right and wrong, dream and nightmare. Two sides of the same coin. A conscience.
And this is the other part.
And if you take a coin,
lost it.
Two sides of a coin, there's always that center that doesn't have a face.
Oh my god, you literally gagged Darby. Ooped and gagged. I think Hathor straightens up a little bit and lifts her chin. It is hard. It is hard to suffer and then find grace. It is hard to act and then have to reflect. But we all learn it. We all start without it, and then as we grow, we learn it. Some of us better than others. Some of us are blessed with better teachers. But if my life is spent teaching you how to love fully, if whatever you are, clearly capable of deep and meaningful love, that also must mean you are capable of learning.
There is no place on this planet that you could take me where I would not feel the weight of what has happened before the world was the world. Everything built on top of suffering, of violence, undeserved. If you wish to speak to me for eternity, to convince me that I should release my desire to see my children freed, I can guarantee I will last longer than you.
Good thing I am not asking for impossible things. I am not telling you to forget or to forgive. I am not telling you to give up or pretend like once you cut something, it does not bleed. But we bleed because it moves things. We do not stay the same all our lives. We do not freeze, not even our bodies. And I don't think we are meant to freeze, and I don't think your children are meant to spend the rest of eternity down in the dark away from the sky. Where I come from, freedom is the ultimate. My people fight for it, and they die for it. My people are not still. Not where they go, and not how they feel. And I think all I can offer you is a choice of whether or not you choose to sit here you choose to sit here like clotted blood, blocking something vital from changing and shifting and bringing resources to the wound for it to heal. You can sit here, and I will keep you company. Or we can take a deep, cleansing breath together. And start to do something different. We must never forget the pain. We must never forget how that pain happened, because we must learn how to fix it and how to prevent it.
This bloodied creature goes.
I can sense your determination. I must inform you that I am unpersuaded. But I doubt this is the last time we shall communicate. To clot. To block that flow forward is to become blackened, necrotic, painful, and dead. If only there were the words to describe how much those words resonate with my every moment of being. But if there is a chance for regrowth, if there is a chance that my children can fly once again, if only temperance will grant them their freedom, then I look forward to speaking with you for eternity.
There is more than enough sky for all of us. And if I could, I would like to bring you along. Because I plan to see every corner of this world.
You are able to watch as this, again, blood and wine creature points to Afrara and points to Entre Nous and says,
Then I, then her, then he must travel with you, as I am bound to his form, for reasons I do not understand.
Okay. Okay. See the world. You must not burn it. Because even then the sky fills with smoke. And it becomes small.
I think back to my family. I understand how large this world is. But if you wish to show me what came after, then I shall see it through his eyes. And perhaps as we sail above the seas older than time, I shall see if there has been anything that has developed and risen from the ashes of before the world.
Oh, it is the most beautiful thing. Every day, I am reminded of why I am happy and why I believe in the things I do. Because every day shows me more and more that it is love that will save us. And love that can change us.
Okay.
a bloodied hand coated in wine reaches out, and you are able to feel as you grip the palm and the fingers. You're able to feel this warmth across your hand. And Hawthor, is there anything else you would like to say to this creature?
I think she just smiles. She says, "My name is Hathor. I'm excited to see the world with you."
I am prepared to be impressed with what it has become.
Excellent mindset. Excellent mindset.
And with that,
Sorry, guys.
conversations concluding.
Sorry.
It felt so long, and there are so many times where I was like,
We're waxing philosophical up in here as the magic circles begin to fade, as each one of these figures begin to be pulled backwards towards the epicenter, this intersection point between the three, as they layer on top of one another once again. between us returns to the form which you saw not several hours ago. And with that, we'll take a very quick break.
Woo, 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 woo.
And I will let you...
Crazy guy.
First of all, we all having a good time so far.
Yeah!
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Then, with that, with Cherie and Wax both succeeding their persuasion checks, the group check being passed, these negotiations have been successful, as Between Us' mind has been calmed enough that some kind of concession can be made. Sound good?
Woo, woo. Yeah.
Then
Sorry,
when we are
guys.
back-
Sorry.
When we're back, we'll figure out what kind of concession that is, what exactly the plan is for these Fey Lords going forward, and then we're going to be ending off before heading into a wrap-up session of Allatour next time. But for right now, a quick break. Thank you, everybody, for waxing philosophical inside of the chat. We deeply appreciate you coming to the table, and we'll see you again in about 5 minutes. Sound good?
Bird.
Yeah.
Catch you guys
Sorry, I
later.
couldn't.
Peace
Sorry, I
out.
couldn't charm the fucking Titan.
You did so good.
And we are back with Allatour. Okay.
With Allatour.
Allatour. As Between Us' different layers are fucking what word am I looking for?
We
Reassembled.
do a Gab redeemed a deep and cleansing breath. I think we need that.
Oh my god, absolutely we do. Okay, everybody, please join me. Even those at home, please join me. Beautiful. And as the magic circles fade, Between Us, exhausted, for in his mind it was 3 separate conversations all happening simultaneously, his mind taxed, he falls to his knees as his friends, these Fey Lords, they rush to his side to support him. And there's quiet for a minute or two, as they all ensure that he is all right. His vampiric command over them broken, them still rushing forward even with the misdeeds that he has committed to ensure that their friend is safe in some way, in better straits than they found him a few hours ago.
I think
What's up?
Hathor also kind of just collapses to the ground after having used all of her high-level magic, and is just kind of out of breath.
Certainly.
I rush to her side.
Hathor collapses. Cherie, Wax, you rush to Hathor's side. And as you look to these Fey Lords, caring for Between Us, as you both care for Hathor in this way, all just taking a break after such intense conversation, how is this silence broken? As you have successfully gotten through to the majority of Between Us' mind, and there is still negotiation which has to be done. What do you do? The floor is yours.
As we're all tending to each other, Cherie will use this moment of quiet to further investigate the petrified feet we saw sticking out of one of the dragon's heads.
As you walk away, you walk over to one of Tiamat's sleeping, petrified heads, and through the almost jail cell bars that are her enormous stalagmite-sharpened teeth, you are able to see both Actually, wait, I have notes for a reason. You were able to see King Fernand Untre III and Queen Evelyn Untre petrified in stone, placed within Tiamat's mouth.
Oh. So they would wake up the same time she did and be eaten.
If they woke up at all.
Are they, like, encased, or could we pull them out?
Very similar to... okay, understood. It is as if their bodies have been transformed to stone Medusa style, but they are just, like, stone statues that are able to be moved, so you can pull them out if need be.
Okay, I will gently pull them out.
You gently pull
I'll
them
go and help Shuri with that.
Heavy stone statues as you move the king and queen, and Hathor as well helping as
Hathor
the
too.
king and queen are moved out of the dragon's mouth and laid gently on the ground.
Knowing that Hathor has expended the majority of her magic, I'll look for Beset, for Bierhaze Beset, and wave him over.
He comes over.
No, I can still.
Ooh.
So, you need to rest.
He's in 100-year-old wizard.
800.
I'm
no,
about 800
700.
years old.
800, yes,
Yes.
exactly.
And I have the youth of an 18-year-old. And he clicks his heels.
I have a nosebleed.
Oh my god. Stop that.
Ooh.
Can you do something for them?
I certainly could, yes. And I believe I am aware of... One moment. He walks over to Between Us. And Between Us, who is just so exhausted, there's more of a presence of mind now, that 2/3 of his mind is like centered on the same goal of like negotiation, building, repair, healing, love, connection. This like Titan-esque section is still in some ways like vitriolic, hateful, still wanting to awaken these dragons, but he's able to fight against it more effectively now. As Between Us looks up and goes, Bierhaze, they haven't aged a day. As he goes, Entree anew. It's been a long time. Pardon my reach. And he reaches into one of the many folds of like the destroyed like entree like colors and silks and sashes, and he's able to pull like a necklace off of Between Us, and you're able to see two incredibly small navy blue, almost black diamonds on a necklace that he goes, I'll be able to reunite their souls with their bodies post-haste. The question is, would you like them to be awakened before or after you have decided where these Fey Lords shall go?
I think it would help if there was a human representative speaking for this country.
Yes. Then, just one moment. And Bierhaze is able to, through magical ceremony, advanced wizardry, and arcane knowledge, is able to take both of these like small navy blue blackish diamonds, place them upon the center of both of their foreheads, and you're able to see the same transformation which Kosur underwent, as this like pang of kind of like bluish, like blackish energy radiates out across as like cracks appear in the stone before as the king and queen of Allatour are reanimated after a long time. a long time.
Was it like as soon as we left, they were...
It was it was about the time that you guys got to Herb Corte that like all this stuff started being put into place. So
My.
Wow.
admittedly, after Herb Corte, though, this journey sped up by a lot, so it's only been like 3-4 weeks. So,
Okay.
because again, that's when you
nice
guys
for
started.
them.
That's when you guys started like teleporting everywhere. So, no, actually, it's been like a month and a half. Like, so it's like because the first half of your journey took you guys like 3-4. It's been months. It has been
Months.
Bonkers.
as they are reawakened. They see each other. They hold each other immediately. And you're able to see. I'll just re-describe it real quick. King Fernand Entree III. You're able to see long black beard. He has a crown of platinum. It's forged with like vine lines that are speckled with like amethyst gems. And he has like a vest, undercoat, heeled shoes, and a cape. And like Queen Evelyn Entree, you're able to see she's a dark-skinned woman. Her hair is in a box braid. It's held in place by a crown of like weathered gray steel, oaken wood, and emeralds. And you can see that her dress is like pressed cloth, plissed sleeves, and like a billowing cape. Very kingly, very queenly, as they reappear here, as they see the three of you looking very different from the beginning of your journey, and they immediately, come now, my darling, and they rush behind all three of you, not really knowing what's going on.
Easy, Your Grace. I understand how this must look. Much has happened in the past couple of months, which I imagine your advisors will catch you up on. But for now, we have reached a point of concession with the Fey Lords in this room.
They look out and they see Fey creatures, which they have only seen in paintings and fairy tales and etched stone carvings, and they go, like, the queen goes, a concession has been reached.
Soon to be.
Not yet.
We've done many negotiations, but this is your home, and we felt it would not be right if a concession was made without your knowledge.
They're very clearly reserved at all of this, but they look at the authority at which, like, you're speaking and the comfortability of Wax and Hathor, like, just being very vulnerable around these, like, enormous Fey animal folk creatures, and they go,
Dear Hayes, could you help us explain?
I understand. Everybody, step back.
Oh,
Well, yes, you have Lord Basset to thank for your reanimation.
The king and queen, they look to Basset, and they look to Beer Hayes, and the king and queen, the king goes, my father said I might see something like this. Beer Hayes. What number are we on? 8? Beer Hayes goes, so you don't want my help here, or what? And again, like the king and queen, they look over to you guys, and they're like, is this cool with you? Like,
This is the least of your troubles at this moment.
Lord Basset, you have been instrumental in the rescue of this nation. This country has looked down on you and your practices for too long, and I believe we are soon to embrace oddities more than we have in the past. He holds out his hand and says, thank you for your service to this nation. thank you for your service to our home. Now, please, can you do some kind of spell magic to make this make sense?
Adler was like, I was hoping he had a spell that could be like exposition.
And Beer Hayes goes, yes, thank you, Your Grace. Your Majesties, please kind of like bend down so I can touch your heads here. And he takes his hands and he puts it on the king's head and the queen's head, and he imbues their crowns with arcane knowledge and just does his best to catch them up on all of the bullshit that's happened across the last couple of months. As they go, okay, I got it. All right.
Oh, I'm waxed, by the way.
What'd you say, huh?
I said I'm waxed, by the way.
This is the
You
patron
knew
of
me as
atonement.
the Viscount Pavel. I'm a different dude.
You may have known
Sorry
him
about
also
that.
as the candle maker.
We have heard many things about the Candlemaker. You need some sun. You're
You
very,
need some sunscreen.
you're very pale.
Yeah,
The queen,
yeah.
who is a black woman, is like, what?
I turn into him and I go, this is why. And then I turn back into me. Don't worry about it. Least of our concerns.
So you, and like looks over to between us and goes like, oh, because that's how I got petrified, because my wife put jewelry on my forehead and then I woke up here. And so I imagine that you did what he did to me with her.
Something like that.
Yes.
No, he didn't. This one didn't petrify you. Just so you know.
I know,
This
but
one is okay. Okay.
The one that's being coddled by all the animals. Laura, Krita, Bowie, Set, Rennie,
Muna.
Muna. Yes, all
I remember
of them.
her because Muna lesbians.
And then
But, okay, so I'm caught up on everything now. So am I. What? Negotiations. We are all standing here peacefully. And I imagine that all of these people here do not wish to resolve things with more bloodshed or more chaos. What
Correct.
would you propose as the auxiliaries between us? Between us goes, yeah? No, not you.
poor buddy. I think we would see, if it were possible, we'd see the dragon safely awakened. And we would begin the process of going forward in this land all together.
It's strange because I don't remember the dragons, but Bjorhaze kind of put that memory in my brain, so I'm gonna act like that's a normal thing to say. They're beneath the castles?
There's one right there that you were in the mouth of.
We're not anymore. Oh.
At no point was it not stone while you were in its mouth. We plucked you out of there.
We've already awakened one without destroying the castle. His name is Koser. He's the dragon of love.
Oh, that's like the best one you could have awoken then.
Yeah.
Okay.
For real.
And we're gonna get his help with his siblings.
Oh, okay.
And also his mother, and I gesture to between us.
You gestured between us.
Because he has the
Oh yeah,
the blood of the world.
Yeah, he's like I don't think that there's a word for it in common. It's like mother or keeper or overwatch.
Yeah.
It's a combination of those.
And we've made a promise for you to, I don't think I could fully persuade that part of you, but I know the world can persuade that part of you.
That remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm. It's the only way for it to work.
The king and queen go. Excavation coordination to ensure that wherever these dragons awake, they would be able to exit without destruction. It would need to be thoroughly explained that they would not take charge of the lands which they oversaw in their history.
That is where the Dragon of Passion would, or not Passion, the Dragon of Love would come in, but perhaps in an effort to break this cycle of betrayal, perhaps the people of each castle could work with their respective Fey Lord.
Looks over to the pod of Fey Lords and goes, do you... Almost in like disbelief, they're like, Les Jollies, charged with saving this country. We trust your expertise on this. Throughout your journey, you believe that the wisest decision would be to ingrain them within their previous homes? For them to take residence there, live side by side with the noble families?
Perhaps on a smaller scale, grant them... We've spoken much about rebuilding with them, so perhaps before they are to be reintegrated, let them rebuild their home to the east and return to those Fey-touched lands.
The king and queen, they look to each other, they nod, and they go, the river, polluted by Deshette, the Fey lands there. The castle with no name.
Yes.
Its destruction, heralding the chaos.
Yes, where I believe that is where the Dragon of Passion currently is. And they could start there. In their rebuilding and convincing this dragon against destruction.
If you believe it possible, then we can decree it so. The citizens of Menjer Bizarre, those that traveled through Trou de Lupin, and even as far north as Amedon-et-Mais, they have been scared of the shadows which would cover their villages. If they would be able to convince these people that this dragon means no harm, perhaps it could find home here, perhaps it would roam elsewhere. Looks to you, Wax, and goes, but combat, that was taken off the table long ago.
Yes. We all realize that our goals are more common than you might have realized.
The king and queen look to the Fey Lords crowded around between us, and although they do not recognize any humanoid features, they perhaps see no common ground just upon observing them. They are able to feel connection. They're able to feel love. They're able to sense an eagerness to put this bitterness, violence, and betrayal behind them. And that is the common ground which they are able to land on. As the king and queen, they hold each other close, reunited in each other's arms, truly and truthfully. And they say, "Then it shall be so. Then after today, the work can begin." And they step up to all the remaining Fey Lords gathered around one another. And they say, "I am King Fernand Entree III. I am Queen Evelyn Entree. There is much work to do. There will be hard days ahead of us. But as Les Jollies has demonstrated, Sir Cherie, Wax, Lady Hawthor, it will be easier if we tackle it together. And we've never met people like you before. We look forward to learning all about you." And for the first time in 800 years, human beings of the material plane outstretch their hand to these Fey Lords, and the Fey Lords, influenced by the kindness, love, and compassion of Les Jollies, accept, as a peace is brokered between them. And with that, we're going to end tonight's session.
Woo-woo!
Ladies and gentlemen.
Guys, I think we just saved the world.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we all having a good time.
Yes!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Now, setting the stage for next session. The final session of Allatour. We are going to begin skipping ahead. Not by like years and years, but by several weeks, most likely. As these reconstruction efforts are undergone by both the citizens of Allatour and the Fey Lords alike. And although there will be collective situations, of course, I'm going to highlight each of you to focus on a section of the world which you would want to be resolved, as you have more than earned your happy ending. And then, the last thing that we shall see in this campaign, which I would like for each of you to be able to discuss beforehand, is where your journey will take you next. If you stay within Allatour, if you leave for other shores and other horizons, if you stay as a group, momentarily separate, reconvene somewhere, we are in the end game now. And I want to hear the beautiful endings which you can imagine for these characters we have grown to love. Sound good?
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Incredible.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Incredible job, everybody. Incredible.
Incredible job, Drew.
Thank you very much.
Best DM in the world.
Best fucking players in the world, man. Come on. This wouldn't be
Oh,
possible
yeah.
without you. And like just to speak, because I've been talking to Kate about this. First of all, definitely going to do a rulebook recap for this game, just going into like all of the spoilers and stuff, just streaming and talking about it, and just going over every like lingering question or thought.
Thank you, Jason.
Oh my god, what the fuck? That's $40. That's crazy.
Holy.
Thank you, Jason. We always appreciate the support.
He asked if there was a DLC.
But fun fact about that. And now, look, I'll be honest. My contribution to this world, to Allatour, it is now. It is over. And I mean that in a way where it's like everything that has been done, the story that has been created, the challenges which have been laid out for our characters and our wonderful heroes and players to overcome, that's all done. The future of this world is now in your hands, and I am only here to describe the setting and the dressing around it. And because of that, my contribution is done. My child has grown up and is now out of my hands. It's out of my control. And because of that, this game, more than any other game I've ever run, is primed for there to be a sequel that is not run by me. Specifically because, like, the idea, and we'll go into this more later because I don't want to drag this down too much because it's very, very sweet, very, very sweet ending. But, like, the idea of, like, all of these Fey Lords integrating into this country and these dragons kind of, like, and it's like Fey influence kind of, like, returning to Allatour. That is the perfect setup for a continuation game where some problems, which I am unaware of, will arise. Because you guys have definitely earned the peace here. But, like, if someone was like, oh, and, like, this jumping off point for this adventure here with these characters, and this is why, and this is, like, how all the complications happen, that's perfect. But this segment of the world is complete, and it's peaceful, and the enemies have been defeated, and now it is in your hands to tell me how everything is fortunate and wonderful and a very happy ending. Sound good?
Oh yeah.
That's all I gotta say. I just had to say that real quick. So, but I don't want to just yap at you guys. So, if you got anything to say, I'm more than happy to hear it.
Said.
Yeah.
Can we? I want to listen to this.
Sure. No problem. But that is. Yeah. Anything else that anybody wants to say before we wrap up this evening?
Wow, I can't. It's been almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so grateful for you guys.
I'm
and for
so
all this.
grateful for you
Love
guys.
you all deeply, truly.
Moss, is there a bug on? What is on your hand?
Oh, it's a it's a little frog.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Very cute.
Krita.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Krita!
Yeah.
Because I saw it, I was like, I'm not gonna interject. I was like, does Moss have a beetle on his hand?
That's fine. That's just Moss. That's just Moss's buddy.
That's just Moss.
Yeah.
I did see a ladybug today, and I didn't have the heart to throw it outside, so I just moved it to another room.
I thought you were gonna say I didn't have the heart to throw it out. I was like, yeah, you're not supposed to kill him. That's probably why.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna get an
I
infestation.
brought it to my window and then shut my window and brought it to another part of the house.
You gave it the promise of freedom and then snatched it away.
It would have frozen to death. They would have frozen to death.
Oh, right. Okay. I forgot about winter.
And now you're gonna get an infestation.
Of
About
ladybugs?
winter tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
An
I
infestation
got winter
of luck.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Of
But
luck.
anything else to say before we end off tonight?
So fun. So good.
This is so fun, and I can't believe people watch us. That's
I can't
crazy.
believe Jason just gave us $40.
40
For
bucks
talking.
$40.
for talking.
Thank you, Jason, for pulling out. What'd you do? You reserved a chair
8
at
months.
the table. Yeah. Killer. We will
Tier 1 sub.
soon. We will have emotes that are rewards for that. So
I'm working on it.
soon we'll get to it. But yeah, but everybody, I got the best players in the goddamn world. This story has been so beautiful, and I cannot wait for the incredible conclusion happening sometime next week. So we'll be seeing you guys then. Thank y'all for coming to the table, and we'll be seeing you then. Peace out, guys.
Best DM in the world.
Best players
Stay
in
warm,
the
stay safe.
world.